Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of DIY Outdoor Life. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Lipower Mars 1000. This is an 1100 watt hour portable power station that is pretty average across the board. There's no feature that I'm going to point out here that makes this system stand out from the competition. It's kind of a cookie cutter run-of-the-mill system, except for price. Right now, they are selling this unit with a sales price of $650. 1100 watt hours for $650 is basically the best price you're going to find for a system like this. So I'll put that link in my description to help you find that. Now, if you check that link and that price is not current, circle back because this sale goes on and off, and I will update that link whenever they are offering this for 650 bucks. So that's all the good stuff up front. Let's talk about how this system stacks up. So what should you expect if you purchase a Lipower 1000? I bought this thing to test it out, and I bought it based on price. Now, I was pleasantly surprised with what I found. The build quality on this system is excellent. They're using metal where others use ABS. The plastics and ABS that they are using are thick. The system feels like it can take a bit of a beating, which I love with portable power stations. Now, I'll post the weight and the size dimensions of this system on the side of the screen so I can get those exactly right. But for an 1100 watt hour system, it is very light for what it is. For the capacity, it maintains its portability, which is something that's really important for me. So this system starts with an 1100 watt hour ternary lithium battery. That's what allows it to be as small and as light as it is, which in my opinion is really important for portable power stations. I think this size, shape, and capability is going to be perfect for your weekend warrior that goes out to the campsite, wants to be able to run a 12-volt fridge, be able to use their blender or a crock pot or things like that. You could even make a cup of coffee with this. Now, a lot of the content creators are funneling people exclusively into LifePo, and I think that that's a mistake. I feel like that opinion lacks real-world experience. See, that chemistry of lithium battery is better for a lot of things, but on an unserviceable store-bought power station, I've been using these for years, the ternary lithium batteries last just as long as the LifePo. It's because the battery isn't the weak point in the system. Most of these systems are going to die on the calendar. They're going to be about 10 years old, and it's like a desktop computer. Things become obsolete, the buttons stop working, and you're in the market for a new power station. So the idea of suggesting that those power stations last a lot longer really doesn't hold water with me, and that's why I recommend power stations of both chemistries, depending on what you need to do. So for those of you who are interested in the system, I'll run down some of the performance metrics here so you can hear it from me before you spend your money on a system like this. Now, it does have a pure sine wave inverter, so you can run anything, sensitive electronics, you can run, your computer off this without any worries. It has a 1000 watt continuous capability with a 2000 watt peak capability. So this is going to be really good for home backup for your router and things like that when the power goes out. At the campsite, you can run most coffee makers off of this. You can run crock pots and ice makers and devices like that with no problem. If you start getting into larger things like an electric skillet or something like that, that's going to be, or a hair dryer, that's a little bit too much appliance for a system like this. So it's middle of the road capability, and that's going to be enough for most campers. Now, you have the same screen that's featured on almost all of these systems now. It tells you power in, power out, gives you the exact percentage of the state of charge, as well as a graph here. They're all doing this the same. Now, as far as the input section, that's going to be involved for the charging. Now, they give you this little pouch here, which I wish more of these companies did. It'll include the adapters that come with this system. So you have a 120 watt wall charger. This is going to plug into the smaller DC input on the top, and it's going to give you 120 watts into the system. relatively speaking, that's pretty slow. But for the value that you're getting here, if you're somebody that charges this up before you get to the campsite, it's not going to make much of a difference to you. So just take into mind how fast you need the system to be able to charge. Now, they're also going to give you a car charger. Comes with it, plugs into the same port, plugs into your car, and it's going to deliver about the same speed. Now, some of this depends on the car that you're plugging it into, but you'll see up to 120 watts going in through the car charger as well. Now, you can plug a solar panel into that input, but they did something that I really like. They give you an MC4 adapter. Now, everyone should be doing this. If not, you can usually make these yourself, but it means that you can plug in almost any solar panel on the market that comes with MC4s. That's the industry standard. So of course you can make your adapters, and they make it easy for you because they include an Anderson input. So whether you go with the Lipower solar panel, and sometimes they're running deals on those, or you want to buy a solar panel from a different company, they make it very easy to use here. Now, it's parallel only, so you're going to use one panel or two small panels in parallel, and you do have a 120 watt limit on that as well. So that charging works as advertised, but it's relatively modest. Over here on the USB side, you have two of the old USB-A's. You have a quick charge USB 3.0 to charge some of your devices a little bit faster. And then you have a 60 watt power delivery port. This works with your laptops. It fast charges your phone and tablets, and it is bi-directional. That means you can charge this unit through that port as well. So you could plug in your laptop charger to this unit and actually charge your power station through an adapter like your laptop charger. Because there's a separate pathway to the battery, and I did a whole video about this, feel free to supplement your solar or wall charging through that as well. So if you can get 60 watts, either through a USB solar panel or through a laptop charger, you can add that to the 120 watts that you're getting from either the wall, the car, or solar. That's going to give you up to 180 watts of performance for charging, and that's a little bit better, but nowadays that's even considered modest as well. Now, finishing up, you have a power button that turns your screen on and off. You can hold it on and then individually select which output that you'd like to use. There's no button on the charging. If you plug a charger in, that turns on automatically. But you have a couple small DC inputs, and you have a 12-volt plug. Now, the efficiency that I got out of this 12-volt plug is right on line with all of the systems that are on the market. I test AC efficiency by plugging in this little kilowatt meter and drawing the battery down several times with different loads. I got slightly lower performance out of this system than some of the name brands, but nothing really noteworthy. Everything is in the mid 80% nowadays as far as the efficiency that you get out of these plugs. So, looking at this system as a whole, there's nothing really exciting to talk about. I like that you can get it in different colors. I like that it's built well. I like that they give you this little pouch so that these adapters that you have aren't laying all over the place, especially when you own more than one portable power station. I like that they give you the car adapter with it, and I like that they didn't lock you in to some obscure plug that really tries to force you into buying their solar panels. So if you have other solar panels in the 120 watt range, or two smaller panels that you can string together in parallel, they make it very easy with both the MC4 adapter as well as the Anderson input to be able to use this system. So check out that deal, and if you don't see this unit for $650 or $700, wait a little bit. I will update that link and you can come back. I promise you I will update that as soon as the sale comes back on. Appreciate you guys watching. Feel free to ask questions. I hope some people will take advantage of this scorching deal on this Lipower system. See you guys next time.